A carbon dioxide detector is a device used to detect the concentration of carbon dioxide, CO2, in the environment. It can provide real-time CO2 concentration data by measuring the amount of CO2 in the air. Sensors are usually used to detect the concentration of CO2 in the environment. These sensors can measure the CO2 concentration either by chemical reactions between CO2 molecules and the sensor surface or by using infrared technology. Carbon dioxide detectors are mainly used for indoor air quality monitoring, HVAC system control, industrial safety monitoring, greenhouses, agriculture, and other fields. By using carbon dioxide detectors, people can obtain real-time data on CO2 concentration in the environment, so as to make appropriate adjustments and decisions to improve indoor air quality, control greenhouse gases, and ensure the safety of industrial environments. According to their working principles and application areas, carbon dioxide, CO2, detectors can be divided into several types. Chemical absorption CO2 detectors. These detectors use chemical absorbents, such as barium hydroxide, to absorb CO2 in the air and detect the presence of CO2 by observing the color change or volume change of the absorbent. This type of detector is usually used for simple visual detection, such as color change indication. Infrared CO2 detectors. CO2 detectors based on infrared technology measure the absorption characteristics of CO2 molecules to specific infrared wavelengths. These detectors include non-dispersive, NDIR, CO2 detectors and scattered infrared CO2 detectors. Infrared CO2 detectors usually have high accuracy and stability and can be used for accurate measurement and monitoring of CO2 concentration. Optical CO2 detectors. These detectors use optical sensing technology to measure CO2 concentration. They are based on the absorption or scattering characteristics of CO2 molecules to light of specific wavelengths. Optical CO2 detectors can use different technologies such as cavity ring down spectroscopy, CRDS, fiber optic sensing, and surface enhanced Raman scattering, SERS. Semiconductor CO2 sensors. This type of detector uses the chemical reaction between CO2 and the sensor's surface to generate an electrical signal and measures the CO2 concentration by measuring the change in the signal. Semiconductor CO2 sensors usually have small size, fast response, and lower cost. Indoor air quality, IAQ, CO2 monitors. These devices are usually multi-parameter indoor air quality monitors that include CO2 concentration monitoring function. They can measure CO2 concentration, temperature, humidity, and other parameters in indoor air and provide real-time data and alerts. Choose a CO2 detector with high reliability and durability. Check the brand reputation and customer reviews to ensure that the equipment you purchase can operate stably for a long time. Some examples of reliable brands include Honeywell, Siemens, Johnson Controls, Telair, RAE Systems, RKI Instruments, Sensair, Aeroqual, Amphenol Advanced Sensors, Bacharach, E-Instruments, Extec Instruments, Testo, Airthings, etc.